1 Introduction. RAWSEP view: the United States government was on track in the Biden administration to reduce the prices for both clean energy heat pumps and clean energy electric cars. Trump tariffs are expected to upset those plans to prevent future air pollution and prevent climate change. The United States government should, instead of certifying wood stoves as safe when they are not safe, go forward with regulations that ban wood stove use and direct government money for use of forest refuse only. For home building and furniture building, for just a few examples of use of forest products for non-burning uses, it is well known from scientific and medical research that wood burning is a substantial source of PM 2.5 emissions, yet the wood burning industry uses the scientifically debunked theory named carbon neutrality of wood burning to argue that wood burning replacing coal burning in industry, and in a trickle-down argument that wood burning should continue for home heating should continue. Presumably because it is called renewable, wood may be renewable in the sense that a tree can be planted in the place of a cut-down burned tree, but it takes centuries or decades for the newly planted tree to attain the stature of the cut-down burned tree. During those centuries or decades, photosynthesis, which converts CO2 to oxygen and so sequesters some carbon, will not take place at the same rate as photosynthesis was performed previously, and wood burning emits both CO2 and PM 2.5, and PM 2.5 is not absorbed by trees, so PM 2.5 is not diminished by planting a tree in the place of a cut-down and burned tree. In fact, a living tree closes its pores against the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning, just as humans hold their breath in the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning. And when a tree closes its pores, the level of photosynthesis that absorbs CO2 pollution goes down. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lungs, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Contrary to many beliefs, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Replacing coal burning with wood burning creates more air pollution in the form of CO2 and PM 2.5 than coal burning. This emission data comes from testing the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom, the Eco-Design Wood Stove and International Convention does not count the emissions from wood burning. The emissions from wood burning are erased from all countries around the world when calculating if each country has met its climate goals. This non-counting or erasure of wood burning emissions data from climate goals does not mean wood burning emissions do not exist. RAWSEP view: purple air PM 2.5 monitors hanging from the eaves of the house of a near neighbor should be used to measure the level of PM 2.5 in the air hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. If PM 2.5 levels exceed World Health Organization standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter annually, then that evidence of air pollution from wood burning should lead to the shutdown of that indoor residential wood burning appliance, one appliance at a time if necessary. Episode 57 DFN March 19, 2025. Colorado delays heat pump discounts due to Trump funding freeze. In episode 57 DFN: 1 United States, 2 Alabama, 3 California, 4 Colorado, 5 Maine, 6 Minnesota, 7 Montana, 8 New Jersey, 9 New York, 10 Ohio, 11 Oregon, 12 Washington, 13 Canada, 14 Denmark, 15 Finland, 16 United Kingdom, 17 China, 18 India, 19 PM 2.5, and human health. Main content. 1A United States, a clear coordinated plan for heat pump adoption. ACHR News: the California Heat Pump Partnership new plan outlines near-term strategies to address technical market and policy barriers to heat pump. 1B United States electric smoker. RAWSEP view: hope spring eternal that an electric smoker will be operated within a home with no venting and will keep the PM 2.5 smoke inside the residence within it is generated and only harm the health of the people living inside the home. The 11th best electric smokers according to reviews: Chowhound smoke brisket sliced on wood board. It has 3 smoke settings: hot smoke, cold smoke, and combo smoke. 1C United States EPA launches biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history: Environmental Protection Agency reconsideration of particulate matter, national ambient air quality PM 2.5, and AAQS reconsideration of multiple national emission standards. 1D United States homeowner receives lucrative water heater advice after outdated model calls it quits the cool-down heat pump water heater after their electric water heater went out. I am thinking with all of the rebates and tax incentives, it would be better to 1E United States how closing the spark gap can boost heat pump adoption. Canary Media in cold weather states where power costs much more than gas heat pumps can make utility bills go up. Better electricity rate design can help. 1F United States industry rolls out new sustainable heating solutions. ACHR News: by designing products that qualify for rebates and tax incentives, Medea is helping to accelerate heat pump adoption across North America. Holdorf 1G United States Midwest: a recipe for making heat pumps work where power is expensive. Canary Media: a recipe for making heat pumps work where power is expensive. This roundup of energy news headlines comes from our Midwest Energy News newsletter. 1H United States: millions of Americans can get $10,000 in government incentives for a brand new heat pump. Yahoo Heat Pump Cash. And before this deal disappears, the Home Electrification and Appliances Rebate Here program offers serious savings for low and 1I United States. New research makes stunning discovery about homes with heat pump. The cool-down heat pumps are known for reducing pollution. This study just revealed they can also slash the energy demand of a household. 1J United States and PM 2.5 standards of 9 micrograms per cubic meter established under the Biden administration. EPA rolls back regulations from climate change to waters of the United States. Fager drinkers: certain aspects of the particulate matter, national ambient air quality standards PM 2.5 and AAQS overhauling Biden-Harris administration. Social 1K United States super efficient HVACs can dramatically lower your energy bills. The cool down: the Home Electrification and Appliance Rebate program is offering up a heat pump can save you thousands of dollars in heating and cooling. United States super efficient HVACs can dramatically lower your energy bills. Yahoo! The Home Electrification and Appliance Rebate program is offering up to $8,000 toward the upfront cost of a heat pump. Heating they work by 1L United States. There is a stupidly easy way to make heat heat pumps more affordable heat map. News turns out, when you reduce electricity rates for heat pump owners, more people buy heat pumps. 1M, United States U.S. National Interagency Fire Center. Wildfire update as of March 14. Forest Economic Advisors burned 161,729 acres the 10-year. Average 2015 to 24 for the same time period is 6,971 wildfires and 483,963 acres burned. FEA compiles, the Wood 1 in United States utilities should consider heat pump specific rates to encourage adoption. ACE utility dive winter discounts and technology specific electric rates can help homeowners save money with heat pumps. The American Council for N1O United States Web. Martin Lewis on X. The poll today: have you had a heat pump installed in your home? And if X poll of today: have you had a heat pump installed in your home? And if you have, has it reduced or increased your total energy bills? 1P United States wood burners can be a risk to health. Press reader com. Wood burners release pollutants, gases, and particulate matter. PM gases include organic gaseous compounds, nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide. 2A Alabama Birmingham people urged to limit driving outdoor exercise as Birmingham area faces rare warning. The advisory states people in the two counties should also avoid exposure to wood, forest, or agricultural smoke. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. March 12, 2025. A rare code red air quality alert will be in effect on Tuesday for Jefferson and Shelby counties. Unlike most air quality alerts, this one is caused by smoke, not ozone. The Jefferson County Department of Health issued the alert and said fine particle air pollution will be high enough today to potentially cause problems for those with heart or lung conditions, older adults, and children. Those groups are recommended to avoid all physical activity outdoors through the morning hours. The rest of the general public in the Birmingham metro area is advised to avoid working hard outside for long periods until the smoke clears. The advisory states people in the two counties should also avoid exposure to wood, forest, or agricultural smoke. Reduce outside activity. Walk instead of jog. Do not exercise near busy roads. Plan outdoor activities for days when particle levels are lower. Limit driving and engine idling. Combine errands. Use the bus or carpool to work. Avoid use of gasoline-powered lawn and garden equipment. Keep windows and doors closed to prevent further circulation of particles. Limit cooking with wood. A forecast from AirnoGov said smoke from a large prescribed burn northwest of Birmingham moved into the metro area on Monday and is expected to linger into the morning hours today. Smoke concentrations were expected to be an issue until the mid-morning hours. According to the Forest Service, a prescribed burn had been planned on Monday for about 780 acres east of Pebble near the Wolfman Hunter Camp in the Bankhead National Forest, which is northwest of the Birmingham metro area. 2B Alabama. Birmingham smoke fills the skies over the Birmingham metro. Where is it coming from? What is burning? March 18, 2025, 9 p.m. 2C Alabama. Pinson. 51-year-old woman dies after being pulled from burning house in Pinson. March 13, 2025, 1 p.m. 2D Alabama code red air quality alert issued for Jefferson and Shelby counties due to smoke from the Alabama weather blog. Indoor air quality can also be affected when particulate matter levels are high. To improve indoor conditions, residents should avoid burning wood. Free California unveils first state plan to unleash heat pumps. Yahoo News. California has big heat pump dreams. Now it has got a roadmap to realize them. 4 Colorado delays stove and heat pump discounts due to the Trump funding freeze. Colorado Public Radio. Last October, Colorado expected its upcoming home electrification and appliance rebates program would provide up to $8,000 in discounts for a cold. 5A Maine. Bangor top court finds Maine town aired by clearing firewood business of violations. Bangor Daily News. Neighbors filed a complaint with the town over the home firewood business, saying it generated excessive noise and smoke. 5B Maine heat pumps saving Maine homes. Money study finds WGME. Maine reached its goal of installing 100,000 new heat pumps in 2023, 2 years ahead of schedule. 5C Maine heat pumps save Mainers up to 60% on energy bills. Study finds Bangor Daily News. Efficiency. Maine provides rebates of up to $8,000 for updates completed by April 5th and up to $9,000 after. On top of that, the federal government. 6 Minnesota MNDOD to burn wood piles along Highway 52 near Pine Island. KTTC. MNDOD said crews will. 7 Montana BLM wood burning resuming in Little Rocky Mountains High Line today. Phillips County. The North Central Montana District Fuels Management Program began burning fuels for wildfire protection projects in the Little. 8 New Jersey. Gloucester County. Franklin Township. Gloucester County wildfire 100% contained after burning 191 acres. Officials say. 6 ABC. Mike Shalito watched as fires surrounded his home in the woods in Franklin Township. We had fires popping up all through the night, he said. 9 A New York NYSDC spring burn ban. What is allowed and what is not. Flak broadcasting. Only charcoal or dry clean, untreated or unpainted wood can be burned. People should never leave these fires unattended and must extinguish them. 9B New York burn ban in effect March 16th through May 14th. New York Almanac. Burning pressure or chemically treated wood, painted or stained wood, firewood that has been heat treated or kiln dried is allowed to be burned. 10A Ohio woman dies of burns after incident involving backyard fire pit. Cleveland Com. Deerfield Township Fire Department reported that Cynthia Hess 58 suffered fatal burns after an explosion occurred while she was burning wood in 10B Ohio. Threads post March 18th, 2025. Many Ohio farmers put up giant Trump signs on their roadway frontage during the last 3 elections. Many Ohio farmers can currently sign contracts and committed acreage and other resources to grow crops for the food banks. Doge just axed. Many Ohio Trump farmers are screwed. 11 Oregon Northwest governments declare war on wood stoves. KTSA. Yet the government has spent millions trying to shut down every wood burning source in the region. Multnomah County Director of Sustainability. 12 Washington Seattle. Hundreds of words flagged by federal government to limit limited time for heat pump rebates. South Seattle Emerald. The Trump administration has flagged over 150 words to limit or avoid in federal documents. Seattle-ites do not miss out on heat pump rebates. The available rebates include a $2,000 instant rebate, an instant $4,000 bonus rebate for qualified moderate income households, and a $2,000 federal 13A Canada British Columbia Courtney air quality in the city of Courtney is improving thanks to local initiatives report, says the discourse. Tizeli also said that winter wood burning has a greater impact on air quality than wildfire smoke because of its frequency, while fine particulate 13B Canada Yukon after demand exceeds funding new money arise for Yukon heat pump rebate. Yukon News the program for Yukon homeowners, which is only open to those with low to median incomes, makes those who install a high efficiency heat pump eligible. Canada and Yukon increase investments in popular heat pump program. Yukonka, the governments of Canada and Yukon announce increase in funding to help Yukon homeowners transition to energy efficient heat pump systems. 14 Denmark no smoke without fire. The impact of the biomass energy of Denmark on Estonian and Latvian forest. BirdLife International. The excessive reliance on wood fuels not only accelerates deforestation but also degrades forest biodiversity, fragments habitats, and reduces the 15 Finland wood burning in Helsinki region emits twice as many fine particles as traffic. Helsinki Times. Wood burning remains a significant source of fine particle pollution in the Helsinki metropolitan area, producing nearly twice as many emissions. 16 United Kingdom. York wood burning stoves will need to meet regulations in York. The York Press. New wood burning stoves would need to meet government standards to be installed in York homes under plans for controls to tackle air pollution. 17 China TCL launches propane heat pump for residential applications. PV Magazine. The Chinese solar manufacturer entered the heat pump business with a new product that can reportedly provide hot water up to 75°C and achieve a 18A. India home to 6 of the most polluted cities in the world despite drop in PM 2.5 report. ANI News. India saw a 7% decline in PM 2.5 levels in 2024, but 6 of the 10 most polluted cities in the world were still in the country according to the 18B. India. Northern India dominates global air pollution rankings. Health policy. Watch PM 2.5. This microscopic particulate matter is lethal for health. A cocktail of other pollutants and the most widely tracked measure of air pollution. 18C. India PM 2.5 concentration was over 10 times safe limit in 2024 report. Hindustan Times. The IQ air report is based on PM 2.5 alone. Other key parameters used to measure air pollution in India include pollutants such as PM 10 sulfur. 18D. India PM 2.5 monitoring 214 of 406 cities meet standards, says MOEFCC. In Lok Sabha. Hindustan Times. The national standard for fine particulate matter or PM 2.5 24 hours is 60 micrograms per cubic meters. 19A. PM 2.5 in arthritis. Wildfire smoke and pollutants linked to rheumatoid arthritis risk. Clinical pain advisor. PM 2.5 alongside other pollutants such as NOx, ozone, carbon monoxide, CO, sulfur dioxide, SO2, and particulate matter. 10 PM 10 fire smoke. PM 2.5 19 BPM 2.5 and hypertension. Long-term effects of PM 2.5 and its components on incident hypertension among the middle BMC Public Health Biomed Central background. The long-term health effects of fine particulate matter PM 2.5 on hypertension remain incomprehensive. We evaluated the relationship of Episode 57 DFO March 19th, 2025 Social Security, in-person identity checks, and Department of Defense resignations. In Episode 57 DFO 1 United States Social Security Administration to require in-person identity checks for new and existing recipients. 2 United States Department of Defense Information Official roughly 21,000 DOD Civilians Volunteered for Deferred Resignation. 3 United States RAWSEP View. 3 news items chosen from a podcast. News item 1 Trump fired 2 Democratic commissioners at the Federal Trade Commission, which protects consumers from collusion and anti-consumer practices. This leaves the commission with only 2 Republican commissioners and without a quorum to do business. News item 2 Trump spoke with Putin over the phone on March 18th. 2025 News item 3 Kennedy Jr. has decided to just let bird flu run rampant in order to let scientists learn which birds are immune to bird flu. Main content. 1 United States Social Security Administration to require in-person identity checks for new and existing recipients. RAWSEP View. Weighing the undocumented, perhaps imaginary problem of identity theft of Social Security information to masquerade as a Social Security recipient against the real problem of lengthy waits for Social Security service and inability for disabled people to visit Social Security offices in person. Does not it seem that the solution to any ID theft problem would be a video meeting between Social Security and a potential Social Security recipient? This would use the latest technology to solve any problem, real or imagined, rather than requiring a Social Security recipient to make a visit to an office that in the near future will most probably and chaotically be closed by Trump directive anyway. These last Trump directives strike RAWSEP as the most heinous yet because they deny payments that each Social Security recipient has paid into to receive, but supposedly more and more chaotic Trump directives are yet to come. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates of 501c3 nonprofit organization. MSN March 18th, 2025 Washington AP. In an effort to limit fraudulent claims, the Social Security Administration will impose tighter identity proofing measures, which will require millions of recipients and applicants to visit agency field offices rather than interact with the agency over the phone. Beginning March 31st, people will no longer be able to verify their identity to the SSA over the phone, and those who cannot properly verify their identity over the Social Security My Social Security online service will be required to visit an agency field office in person to complete the verification process. Agency leadership told reporters Tuesday the change will apply to new Social Security applicants and existing recipients who want to change their direct deposit information. Retiree advocates warn that the change will negatively impact older Americans in rural areas, including those with disabilities, mobility limitations, those who live far from SSA offices, and have limited internet access. The plan also comes as the agency plans plans to shutter dozens of Social Security offices throughout the country and has already laid out plans to lay off thousands of workers-related videos. Sweeping changes hit Social Security. What is being cut? Money talks news. More than 725 million people, including retirees and children, receive retirement and disability benefits through the Social Security Administration. Connecticut Rep. John Larson, the top Democrat on the House Ways and Means Social Security Subcommittee, said in a statement that by requiring seniors and disabled Americans to enroll online or in person at the same field offices they are trying to close rather than over the phone, Trump and Musk are trying to create chaos and inefficiencies at SSA so they can privatize the system. The DOJ website says that leases for 47 Social Security field offices across the country, including in Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Kentucky, and North Carolina, have been or will be ended. Many Americans have been concerned that SSA office closures and massive layoffs of federal workers, part of an effort by Trump and the Musk Department of Government Efficiency to shrink the size of the federal government, will make getting benefits even more difficult. Musk has pushed debunked theories about Social Security and described the federal benefit programs as rife with fraud and called it a Ponzi scheme, suggesting the program will be a primary target in his crusade to reduce government spending. Voters have flooded town halls across the country to question Republican lawmakers about the Trump cuts, including its plans for the old age benefits program. In addition, a group of labor unions last week sued and asked a federal court for an emergency order to stop DOJ from accessing the sensitive Social Security data of millions of Americans. Two United States Department of Defense information official, roughly 21,000 DOD civilians volunteered for deferred resignation. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. A 501c3 nonprofit organization. March 18, 2025. A senior defense official told the media today that approximately 21,000 Defense Department civilian employees volunteered to participate in the Deferred Resignation program, the DRP, implemented by the Office of Personnel Management. January 28, 2025 offered most full-time federal employees, including most of the nearly 900,000 DOD civilians, the opportunity to resign with full pay and benefits until September 30th, 2025. As part of the DOD effort to align its civilian workforce with national security priorities, the department has been actively processing DRP applications while working to achieve a strategic reduction in manpower of 5 to 8%, or approximately 50,000 to 60,000 employees. 3 United States. RAWSEP. View 3 news items chosen from a podcast. News item 1. Trump fired 2 Democratic commissioners at the Federal Trade Commission, which protects consumers from collusion and anti-consumer practices. This leaves the commission with only 2 Republican commissioners and without a quorum to do business. News item 2. Trump spoke with Putin over the phone on March 18, 2025. News item 3. Kennedy Jr. has decided to just let bird flu run rampant in order to let scientists learn which birds are immune to bird flu. RAWSEP. View. Trump had to concede that a ceasefire was not agreed to by Putin during the Trump phone conversation with Putin. Trump also had to wait several hours after the scheduled phone time to speak to Putin. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. A 501c3 nonprofit organization. Substack. Letters from an American. Heather Cox Richardson. March 18, 2025. News item 1. Trump continued his attack on the rule of law today when he fired the 2 Democratic commissioners at the Federal Trade Commission, which protects consumers from collusion and anti-consumer practices. The firings leave only 2 Republicans on the commission and leave it without a quorum to do business. The courts have established that the president cannot fire officials and agencies created by Congress without a serious reason like neglect of duties. The Trump action here is brazenly illegal under any interpretation of the law as it stands. News item 2. Trump held a phone conversation today with Russian President Vladimir Putin, allegedly about a proposed ceasefire in the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. During the 2024 presidential campaign, Trump boasted that he would end the war against Ukraine by Russia in a day, and he is now eager for any end to the hostilities. RAWSEP. View. Trump has also said in the last few days that his boast to end the war on the first day of the Trump's second presidential term was sarcastic. RAWSEP believes that Trump does not understand the meaning of the long 3-syllable complicated word sarcastic, or as usual, Trump is lying about the meaning of the word sarcastic and conveniently giving it a meaning that is roughly the opposite of the real meaning of sarcastic. From the dictionary, sarcastic means an adjective marked by or given to using irony in order to mock or convey contempt. An example is given in the dictionary of sarcastic comments on their failures. So given the true meaning of sarcasm, when Trump said he would negotiate a Ukraine-Russian peace treaty on his first day, Trump, given the meaning of the word sarcasm, meant to convey mockery or contempt for the promise of telling the American people Trump would bring peace. If by sarcasm Trump meant the opposite of sarcasm, that would mean Trump meant to say that he would simply bring peace. But Trump did not bring peace on March 18, 2025, which is the Trump 99th day in office. Perhaps Trump wanted to announce peace on his 100th day, but that is not possible given the failure of the phone call with Putin. RAWSEP. View. We are truly spared from a peace brokered with loss of Ukraine property divvied up between the United States and Russia, as Trump clearly intended in the days leading up to the phone call. The coalition of the willing of the leaders of Europe is leading to support of Ukraine for entirely different purposes, which include the defense of Ukraine against Russian aggression, and also include defense of the rest of Europe against Russian aggression with or without the help of the United States under Trump. But Putin seems less eager to reach a solution than to demonstrate his dominance over Trump. Today, when the phone call was scheduled, Putin was on stage at an event when his interviewer asked if he needed to go because he would be late for the call. Putin dismissed the question and laughter broke out, making leaders wait. Is an old Putin power play, but this is pretty brutal. Putin is publicly mocking Trump, while the Trump team portrayed the conversation as productive. Putin maintained that Ukraine was the aggressor in the war, although it was Russia that invaded Ukraine. Putin also demanded that the U.S. and allies must stop all military aid and the sharing of intelligence with Ukraine, conditions that would hamstring Ukrainian resistance to the Russian invasion. News item 3. Finally, today, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has proposed addressing the H5N1 H5N1 bird flu that is decimating U.S. poultry and cattle farms by simply letting the disease run rampant. Kennedy Jr. suggests such a course would permit scientists to discover birds that are immune to the disease. But veterinary scientists say that letting the virus sweep through flocks is a really terrible idea for any one of a number of reasons. Chickens and turkeys do not have the genes to resist the virus, and every infection is a chance for the virus to mutate into a more virulent form, one of which could mutate, so it could spread among humans. If H5N1 were permitted to infect 5 million birds, that is literally 5 million chances for that virus to replicate or to mutate. RAWSEP view the United States has the best scientific and medical minds in the world who desperately need to be used to develop a vaccine against bird flu. It is ludicrous, but so serious that it is a nightmare that Kennedy Jr., a non-scientist, is in charge of the United States defense against bird flu and any other disease currently, without a vaccine that will surely pop up in the next 4 years, if anything can be labeled a threat to national security. Bird flu is.
One introduction. RAWSEP view the United States government was on track in the Biden administration to reduce the prices for both clean energy heat pumps and clean energy electric cars. Trump tariffs are expected to upset those plans to prevent future air pollution and prevent climate change. The United States government should, instead of certifying wood stoves as safe when they are not safe, go forward with regulations that ban wood stove use and direct government money for use of forest refuse only for home building and furniture building. For just a few examples of use of forest products for non-burning uses, it is well known from scientific and medical research that wood burning is a substantial source of PM 2.5 emissions, yet the wood burning industry uses the scientifically debunked theory named carbon neutrality of wood burning to argue that wood burning replacing coal burning in industry, and in a trickle-down argument that wood burning should continue for home heating should continue, presumably because it is called renewable. Wood may be renewable in the sense that a tree can be planted in the place of a cut-down burned tree, but it takes centuries or decades for the newly planted tree to attain the stature of the cut-down burned tree. During those centuries or decades, photosynthesis, which converts CO2 to oxygen and so sequesters some carbon, will not take place at the same rate as photosynthesis was performed previously, and wood burning emits both CO2 and PM 2.5, and PM 2.5 is not absorbed by trees, so PM 2.5 is not diminished by planting a tree in the place of a cut-down and burned tree. In fact, a living tree closes its pores against the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning, just as humans hold their breath in the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning. And when a tree closes its pores, the level of photosynthesis that absorbs CO2 pollution goes down. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Contrary to many beliefs, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Replacing coal burning with wood burning creates more air pollution in the form of CO2 and PM 2.5 than coal burning. This emission data comes from testing the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom. The Eco-Design Wood Stove and International Convention does not count the emissions from wood burning. The emissions from wood burning are erased from all countries around the world when calculating if each country has met its climate goals. This non-counting or erasure of wood burning emissions data from climate goals does not mean wood burning emissions do not exist. RAWSEP view purple air PM 2.5 monitors hanging from the eaves of the house of a near neighbor should be used to measure the level of PM 2.5 in the air hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. If PM 2.5 levels exceed World Health Organization standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter annually, then that evidence of air pollution from wood burning should lead to the shutdown of that indoor residential wood burning appliance, one appliance at a time if necessary.